Hi, welcome back one more time for the Revit tutorials. Today we are going to create a door family from scratch. Okay, let's launch Revit, and this time I'm using 2026, but you could be using a lower version also, but the methodology is the same. Click on the family's new button, and in the dialog box which opens up, select the metric door as the template for creating our door. So once you create the template, you will get this helper, which will tell you that there is a parameter created already inside the template called width, which is equal to 1000, and also there is a height which is equal to 2000. All right, we can reduce the scale of the text by making it this 1 is to 5 or 10. Yeah. So this is the place where we are going to insert our door shutter, and this time we want to have a door shutter with a proper vision panel, glass vision panel, and handles on both sides of the door. So let's start by doing in the front elevation, or either the interior or exterior. You can draw on any one of them. So I choose interior. So in the interior, the hinge is on this side, that is the opening side. The door is fixed on this side. All right. And what you see here, this is the frame or some kind of an architrave which is provided by the template. Okay, our door shutter will be inside this. So to start with, we are going to create a 3D object, which is the extrusion. Click on this create extrusion and select the rectangle. Make sure that you select the intersections of the corners of the frame there, which are also the intersections of the reference planes. There are two vertical reference planes and two horizontal reference planes, which you can see. And then the parameters are designed from reference plane to reference plane. The height 2000 means the distance between the two reference planes is 2000 millimeters. Now, once you complete the rectangle, you will get this locks, which you need to lock it, all the four of them, to say that my door is constrained to all the reference planes. So if the reference plane moves, my door will also move. If it becomes bigger, my door will become bigger. Or if it becomes shorter, my door will become shorter, and so on. Okay, then we will provide a vision panel somewhere here by using another rectangle, because once we have two rectangles like this, one inside the other, right? Then you will be able to see that the interior rectangle will be a hole in this big panel. This is the door shutter panel, and this will become a hole. Now this hole we need to give some dimension and constrain it to the requisite reference planes. So let's start with the ground. What is the height of the bottom of this? So we use the dimension command here to give a height here. This should be about 1200. So I click on this and then I select this, type here 1200, right? And what about the height? I and then this one we should lock it. Once you create this, you should lock. So which means that always the bottom of the vision panel, irrespective of the height of the door, will be at 1.2 meters. Next, the height of the vision panel itself should be around 300 mm. So let's select the top bar and click here 300 to reduce the height, and then we select that and lock it. So now we have locked the vertical. So let's do the same for the horizontal. So I select this, click on this and click this here, put it outside, and also we need to adjust. So I have to click here and say this is 100 mm, right? And then select the dimension, lock it, escape. Twice escape means cancel. Now this distance also we want to fix it. So from here to here should be 150. Yeah, it is 150 as you can see. So that's good. We lock it straight away. Okay, so now our door is finished along with the shutter and then the opening in the door. So now we can go here under the modify and command, modify and create extrusion. Click on this green tick mark to finish our edit mode for the door shutter. Click on this. Now the door is created and you can see that's my door. This is my door. In 3D, if I want to take a look, okay, let's reduce the scale here one more time so that we can see. Yeah, the door is done, but some problem. The door is very thick and it is projecting outside the face of the wall. It should be in the middle of the wall, irrespective of the thickness, whether the wall is 100 mm, 200 mm, or 300 mm, 500 mm, doesn't matter. The door should be always at the center, and the door thickness should be about 40 mm. This is what we want to do. So, two things. So, let's go to the plan view, and that's my door. And you can see this is the from the interior towards the interior is positive, towards the exterior is negative, right? So it means that if I drag this and lock there, and that distance is minus 75, right? So I want my door to be 40, so I should add 20 more to this, right? So it should be like minus uh, 95, right? And then this should be 40 will be minus 115. Let's see, I don't know. I'm just guessing and I press, no, it's wrong. So this seems to be okay, but the other one is not okay. So let's take a look one more time. What is this distance here from this to, let's measure the distance using this one. Here, there is 95. So that should be not 95. That should be, this is 115. So that should be 95 for the 95 for the extrusion end. So that should be minus 95 and this should be minus 55. Let's try whether this will work now. The distance should be 40. Yeah, now it works. So now if I measure this distance from the edge of the this thing to the center line and to this, it's 20 mm. So we lock it. We have to lock that because we want the door shutter to always remain in the center of the wall, irrespective of the, sorry, cancel this one. By mistake I wanted to move this dimension, but never mind, the dimension can remain there. It's not a problem. Okay, so now we have our shutter properly placed and locked in its place. Now we want to create a glass panel for our um, door here. We have to put a glass panel. So we go to create extrusion and click on this and come here and create an extrusion there like that exactly and lock it, of course, because the glass must also remain touching to the edges of the cutout inside my door, right? Then we want to create some constraint for that particular glass shutter also, which should be in the center of the door, and also it should be 10 mm thick. So right now it's not 10 mm thick, as you can see it is 250 mm thick. So the center line is 75. So the extrusion start will be minus 80. Let's try this. And 10 mm, so minus 90. Not sure. So I'm just guessing. We go to the floor plan. In the floor plan, it is somewhere there. So click OK first. and then it goes somewhere inside here. To see the glass inside the door, we have to go to the section or to a left view or to the right view. So there you can see here is my glass. And of course, the glass doesn't seem to be in the center. So let's put it in the center now. This is the glass, right? So the extrusion start is from this side, right? So it should be not 50. If I just drag it here, is 75. Then I add 5, minus 80, minus 80, and that should be the other one. Should, oh no, if I drag this one, 64, 75 then. Just 75, minus 75, and then minus 85, because the glass is 10 mm thick. So let's see now. Now it seems that the glass is not in the center. The center line is here, right? So I have to still move by 5 mm. So 7 minus 70, apply and see, yeah, correct. Then minus 80. Then it will be correct. Okay, of course you can do in a more than one way. I'm just showing you what is the best way, easiest way to do, but there are many methods in this one. Also, we need to lock it in the center of the door shutter, so that 5 mm should be locked 2 times. Okay, like, right? So now my glass is done. If I take a look, there is my glass. Okay, I can as well select the glass and give a material. So click on the material here. Currently it says by category. I will choose the glass. Click OK. Now there is glass applied to that. So if I want to take a look at it in my shaded view or consistent colors, there it is. There is my door with the glass panel in the center. It's a tinted glass, blue tinted glass. Right. Now let's go back to the reference plan view and put a handle here. And then once we finish the handle, we have to also show the direction of the opening, because this side is the hinge, so the door will open that side. So to put a door handle, we have to load that handle instead of drawing it using this create all these commands. Somebody has already done it. So let's put it, I go to the insert family here, load family, and look at if you may have different kinds of door handles. So I have installed US, and in the US I have also both metric and English, and recall the other one is Imperial libraries. So I'll look under the metric library, under the doors, the hardware, under door pull. This is like a knob. We can use this one, this one, or let's see how we can use this one, which also got a lock and a handle, and it has got two, or one on either side. If we use this one, yeah, this one, then we have to mirror it again. So let's use the one which is easier, this one, open. So now the has been now loaded. It's inside my families here. If I click on the doors, click on the door handle, this standard is there. I drag this, drop it somewhere approximately, right? So as you can see, there is a gap. That's because of the thickness of the door. Our door is 40 mm. So we have to tell this handle, click on this and go to the edit type. One of the properties is called thickness here, which is currently 45. Change it to 40 mm. That's my thickness of the door. And now it fits in very well, right? And we also have to say this should be about 100 mm from the edge of the door. So we do one more constraint. Click here, click there, and we select the handle, type here 100, then select the dimension and lock it. Now the handle is locked from this edge. What about the height? At what height the handle is fixed? So let's go to the view, interior view, and take a look. Where's the handle? The handle doesn't seem to be here. Oh, it's on the floor. Because the handle, the what do you call the default placement is uh, offset from placement is host is the floor. So we have to say offset from the host about 1 meter, 1000, right? And now the door handle comes there, which is fine. So we finish the door handle, we finish the glass, we finish the door shutter. What is left is one thing, which is the opening symbolic lines, which we have to draw in the plan view, which is here, right? So to draw the symbolic lines here, I'm going to click on create model lines and choose an arc with a center and starting point and ending point. So the center is here at the center of the door. Then the starting point is here, and then ending point is this quadrant here, right? Then I choose a line command here and draw the line from here to here, right? So now we have done the both the opening lines and then this is a symbolic line. We have to select both of them, this with the control key, this, and say that these two lines are not door projection lines. They are in the plan, right? So plan swing projection or plan swing cut. So when my door is cut also I want to show. So we can click on cut and see how it looks like in the plan view later on. Now we have finished everything. Let's flex this door and see whether it works or not. So I go to the front elevation, which is my interior elevation here, right? I'm going to change the height from 2000 to maybe 2800, make it very tall. You see now the door became tall, but the handle and this thing remain the same here. What about the width? Yeah, I want to try that. We can also try by clicking on this family types. Under the family types, all the parameters are given here. So the width is 1000. Let me change it to 1.5, 1500 and apply. And you see now my vision panel and the lock move and the door is properly flexing on either side of the center line. Okay, so now my door seems to be correct. So let's create three types of doors. And before we create any type of door, we need to set the dimensions back. So let's make the height as 2001 standard. We create a small door which will be like 750 mm and we click OK. So now this will be the small door, then we do a medium door and we do a larger door. So before we do that, we will save this file, save as a family, and I will save in my D drive where here is I call it door single. Okay, I'll overwrite it at one old one, so I am overwriting on top of that door single. That is the name of the family. Now inside this name, I want to create three types. So to create three types, click on this. So type number one is what it is here, 2100 by 750. And to create the type, we click here on create and we are going to say small, then click OK. Or you can even type instead of small, medium, large, you can type 2100 x 750, then 2100 x 900 and so on. So instead of that, I just want to save some time. So I'm going to click here 900 and then I'm going to select this one and say medium. Okay. And click OK and make sure that you apply this one. You apply this, now it become medium. Now let's go and check whether did we apply for the small one. No, we didn't apply. So I have to change 750 one more time and I have to click this apply. When I click this apply, then I have two different sizes now, which I can test it in a minute. Now the last one I want to create, last type is called large. And I change the dimension to 1200, right? And I'm going to click on the apply button. So now I have three types here, so I can go and look at them. Small, apply. This is the small. Medium, apply. This is the medium. And of course, the large, apply. Okay, done. So my door has been finished in all the sense. Now I have to check it in my project. I have to insert this in my project. So let's save this. You can press Ctrl S to save. Then once it is saved, I'm going to click on this button called load into project. No projects are open, so let's create a new project. Create a project here, sorry, file, new project. Okay, which you want to use. Let me use architectural, which is these doors looks like architectural. Then I go to level 1, which is my ground floor, and here I'm going to create a floor slab. Just for some reference, I have a floor slab. Click OK. Doesn't matter the thickness and all that. Then let's draw some walls. So I'm going to create a wall, one wall from here to here. Okay, another wall maybe here to there, another wall from there, another wall from there, there, right? So I want to now change the walls into different types. So you can see the thickness here. This one I change it into just a brick wall, which is a thinner one. This one I will change it into an interior wall, which is 100 mm thick, that 100 mm partition wall. This one I will make it into a thick wall, which is that one, or we can make it another type, is this one here, more thicker. And then this wall, going to make it in 200 mm block wall. Then finally this wall, going to change it into a 750 mm footing. Okay, so this is like a concrete wall. All right, you can make it longer if you want to. So now I'm going to insert that door, which I have got it now, right? So go back to my door here and say load into the project. And since only one project has been opened, so it has loaded. So I'm going to click here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So you can see that the door is, oh, okay, there are some mistakes here which we need to correct it. We should not see the handles and the door shutter in the plan view, right? That is a mistake. Okay, we need to correct this. This also looks okay. This in the center of the wall. This also looks okay. This is in the center of the wall. This doesn't look like it is in the center of the wall. Actually, the wall is from here to here. This is just a decoration at the bottom of the wall. This is not a thickness of the wall, which I show you in 3D view. Okay, this is also in the center of the wall, and the 400 mm thick concrete wall also, the door is in the center of the wall. So let's revise this by double clicking on this. Double click on the door and select the door and the handle. I think we can do it together. Let's see. Yeah, when we select both of them, we get this visibility graphics overrides. So click on that edit button and we say these two should be visible only in the front and back elevation. It should not be visible in the plan or in the left and right. Okay, click OK. Then load it back again, load into project, and this time overwrite with the existing version, which is here. Double click on that. Now you see it's gone. Hey, why did the glass and the shutter didn't go? Maybe while I was doing it, it did not select both. So let's do it one more time. The glass and the shutter. The shutter, edit here. Plan is not visible. This also, when the plan is cut, also should not be visible, right? And then the glass. The glass will be in the. If I don't, select the glass and say that it should not be visible in the plan, and let's say I just to check I load it and then I go to say okay, then you will see the glass is still visible, right? So because the glass should not be visible in the plan view, only in the elevation, this elevation or this elevation. So let's go and finish it off. Finally, we go to the select the glass, go to left view or right view, select that glass which is in the center there. Hope it is selected. Otherwise, come back one more time. So let me select the glass. Yeah, now the glass is selected. Okay, click on the visibility graphic overrides and say should not be visible in the plan or in the left and right or when it is cut. Okay, click OK. Now load into project, override, and now it should be gone. Okay, so now my door looks okay. If I go to 3D and verify, there is my door, right? You can see here for this wall, I told you there is a decoration at the bottom. That's not the part of the thickness. The thickness is actually this one, right? So the door seems to be in the center of that particular wall. Correct. And of course, all these doors can be rotated. That means I can make it by pressing space bar, change the swing, or change the direction of the swing to the other side. Opening outside, press space bar, it will open inside. Go there, it will open inside. Okay, so that's all about the door, and we will take up the next examples when we do the families, try to incorporate the material aspect of it. Here we haven't applied any material to the door shutter or the frame other than the glass, of course. We made the glass as a transparent blue glass, right? Okay, thank you very much for your patience and have a good day. Take care and bye bye.